Today, strategies to reinvent yourself and boost that confidence. Oh, baby, get up, get up, get up. 9 minutes behind if you don't get up right now this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab where
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle and peace, blood flow.
Nobody is expecting John.
If the lady's saying that, you're just
Super.
entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? Is that
All right, today's the day you rebuild. Today's the day you rebuild and rise. Today's the day you build some strategies to reinvent who, baby? Reinvent yourself. Yes, baby. Let's get up, get your day going. You're with Keith Billis. I'm the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show meant to get your ass out of bed. Hey, Netflix. Hey, Roku. Hey, Tubi. We're coming to knock on your door, baby. The future is live, and we're setting the stage for all you men to get your day started. I got my host, John Anderson, over there. See him settling into the big John Anderson studio. We got C. Marty Fit Christopher Martin coming us from Maryland today. Of course, producer Jimmy on the buttons. And Tommy's out there in the community knocking on your doors, keeping you guys getting after it here today. Hey, big show here today, guys. We're going to talk about some strategies to reinvent yourself, boost some confidence. AJ Zeglen's joining us later on in the show. And I got a few fun things to get into today along the way. I found a topic we can get into, guys, of some older traditions that might be dying along the way, and I'm going to throw that on the table for myself, John, Marty, and the gang to chew it. Listen, if you are brand new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe to it. Tell your friends all about the greatest morning show on the planet for men. Our mission, our purpose, the reason we get up is to help you guys get up here. Here's the thing. If you hit that snooze button, you hit it once, you're 9 minutes behind. You hit it 2 times, you're 18 minutes behind. You do that every single day for a year, you're 2.5 days behind the guy over there. So not too sure why you want to hit the snooze. Get up, get after it, hit those big goals. No excuses to not reach goals if you're hanging out with us here in the lab. Over on the morning show, the big old morning show, you guys know I mentioned Netflix and Roku and Tubi here to kick the show off here this morning. Listen, the future is live conversation, you guys. The future is live programming. All you got to do is look what's happening over on Netflix and every other streaming platform on the planet. And I know, we all know, maybe you all don't know, they are void of morning show content. So we are setting the stage for that conversation so that when they are ready to say, yeah, we want a morning show, come knock on Uncle Keith's door, and maybe we'll bring Jimmy and Tommy along for the ride as well, and bring over Marty and Johnny. But Jimmy, let's bring up our buddy John Anderson. I see he's back in the lab there. How are you, pal?
I'm good, brother. Sorry, I had to forgot to turn on the ventilation switch, so I was going to have some alarms going off here if I didn't get that turned on.
I noticed the get up and walk away. I've been around long enough to recognize it. Oh, he must be turning off the ventilation so that the magic.
Yeah, I've sat down like feel like I'm forgetting something.
Yes,
having one of those mornings. Tara didn't sleep much last night.
Oh,
so,
dude,
yeah, it was just we were traveling yesterday,
yeah,
and the traveling seemed to aggravate her shoulder. I think there were some nerves going on. She had some nerves got severed, I think, in the surgery, and they're starting to grow back. So she was getting like these really weird, like just kind of out of the nowhere, kind of. She said she described it felt like kind of like a shock.
Oh yeah.
So she didn't sleep much last night, which meant I didn't either. So so it's one of those mornings where I reminded myself real quick, hey, motherfucker, you're winning if you get up and get in the game.
Yes. Yep. It's true. It's the battle on the head those some mornings, right? Where the one brain is just getting after, and the other part of the brain's like, no, you don't have to get after it. And it's just a constant battle. Good morning, Jeremy Cunningham. We'll see you there in the comments. How long did it take you to count you in this morning?
Oh shit. I don't even know if I got in.
Oh yeah. Still working at it, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a shit show of a morning for sure. And sometimes they're going to be that way.
Yes.
But the difference is it a shit show because you're actively trying, or is it a shit show because you quit?
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
I can't live with quitting. I can live with swinging for the fence and striking out. I'm in the game that way, because I learned from that.
Yes.
I've already, it's kind of crazy. I've already learned from today, which is already, I'm winning because I'm here, but I'm also winning because, I went to YouTube. I was like, God damn, I need somebody to talk to me right now. I need some inspirational words I've heard before. And I've listened to so many things. It's rare that I get something new on there.
So what'd you find?
Dude, I left it in the universe's hands, man. I just opened up YouTube and, it goes right. It's on my phone. It knows. It's crazy how smart these fucking things are. It knows what I'm looking for. It knows I'm looking for some powerful words. So I turned it on, and it was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He was basically talking about how life is a cycle. You might have a game-winning shot tonight, and you miss one tomorrow, but it's okay. I was like, fuck, that's the shit I needed right there.
That's what you needed right now. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I needed to know that today I'm probably not going to sink the game-winning shot today, but it's just part of the cycle. I need this day to have the game-winning shot day.
Yeah, you need this day to have tomorrow's day, right?
Yeah, I don't have it. It's right. These days are going to come.
100%.
It's like yin and yang. You don't have yang without yin.
It's how you react during these days, which is going to decide if you're going to get to the next one.
Well, even better, because I was ready to react by staying in bed. So I took a deep breath and I responded by getting up. Did I lose you, brother?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
You actually had that conversation in your brain where you almost stayed in bed, eh?
Well, I mean, I always get up. There's no question. I'm on my feet.
I know you do.
I'm on my feet. And I'm holding my phone, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's 2:59. Choice time.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And right then, that's not that for me. That's not a very easy time to make the choice I'm looking for.
Well, especially when you told me what you told me a couple of days ago that you're not making those decisions first thing up because the decision that's coming out of that brain is not the one that you want.
Well, and the thing about it too is, I make all my decisions the night before. My shit's laid out, but it's that wake. It's the not sleeping much.
Yeah.
Okay, this wasn't part of the plan, and this is so far out of the plan. The whole plan seems to be in. My mind is telling me the whole plan is in jeopardy. No, it's not in jeopardy. It's just going to suck.
That's it. Hey, here you are with Keith, John, and Marty. What's up, Marty? Christopher Martin. How are you, brother?
What's up, baby? I'm good, baby.
Yeah. We're talking Johnny in this morning. Johnny's had a not challenging and opportunistic morning this morning. That's how it is, Johnny. So that's how we're framing it out. Because if you frame it as a challenge, it's going to become a challenge. If you frame it as something that you're battling, it's going to be a battle. I think what we can do is find the word, which is an opportunity. So today you have nothing but opportunities to chase, and that opportunity, every time you overcome it, that's how you rebuild that confidence, right? Because as you get through every hour. You get through this, so today's hour is gonna go by fast. You're like, holy fuck, man, this was a good hour. I feel good about myself. And then you're gonna get to the next hour. You're gonna look at it. You probably do some lifting, you do some working. You take care of yourself, and then you're gonna get a second hour under your belt. Now you've had two opportunities to crush the morning, and you're 2 hours ahead of the guy who hasn't. Right? It's framing it as the opportunity to keep getting after it. Right?
Let me add another perspective.
Yeah, Marty.
Yeah. It's just a thing. I do what most people won't. Most people would have stayed in bed.
And I'm gonna offer another perspective.
Yeah, what is it?
I like the challenges.
Yes.
I don't want to reframe it. I want to keep it like, yeah, this is an obstacle. Let's fucking go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't need to reframe it because that's just gonna make me feel alive. It's gonna give me something to work for. It's gonna make me work 10 times harder. So I think there's a sector of people that want to keep it what it is, instead of looking at it a different way.
I like your approach. I can get behind that approach big time, actually, because that's it's the fuel for your fire, right? So
good. And take that statement. Let's go one layer beneath the skin on that is embracing that suffer, embracing that suck. If there's a reason to suffer, it's fucking beautiful. But are we suffering for no reason, or are we suffering for progress?
Yeah. Well,
It's a good way to look at. Yeah, that makes sense.
100%. Carter, happy birthday, brother! It's Carter's birthday here today.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Carter.
He Marty, he was they recently celebrated the team all-stars and the league all-stars this weekend, and he got left off the list, and had a bunch of people call him and his coach calling him saying like, dude, you're fucking disrespected, and they made a big mistake, yada yada. So I sent Carter this message. I said, because they had their last game of the season, they've gone undefeated since December. I said, last game of the season, don't just let the game happen, make the happen. And then I said, hey, in amongst all the noise today, take a moment before the game and celebrate your teammates, because he didn't get celebrated. Then just quietly go out there, put your head down, and go to work and win the game. What did he do?
Yep.
Quietly went out there, put his head down, scored a goal, won the game, and did his action, let the actions on the ice do the talking. Right. So
sometimes that's part of being a man. You're gonna put the work in and not get the acknowledgement. So welcome to the next part of your life, buddy.
Welcome to real life, eh, Marty? This
Yeah.
is true, though. It's absolutely true, right?
Yep.
It's more often than we think. I'm going to suggest to you, right? Some people chase affirmation. Some people just go through life without needing affirmation, right?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and some people get way too connected to that shit.
Absolutely, yes. Well, and as a good leader, recognizing those that need the affirmation, and then push that button and help that person hit those big ass goals, right? And regardless if we believe it or not, it's the button that person. It's a love language button. I need affirmation. I want to be affirmed that I'm doing what I'm doing, because it helps that human being create confidence for themselves, right?
Well, and here's the thing: when you really, really learn to love working in the dark when nobody's looking, you're not doing it for the moments that the lights turn on. You're doing it because you love to work in the dark.
Oh,
Yep.
I like that.
I was born in the dark. No, I'm playing. I was going to say too, with being a coach.
Yeah,
I'm sure Johnny knows this too. You know which clients to give that recognition to, and which ones don't need it. You got some clients you be like, all right, look, step it up, do this, do that. Boom. Other clients need, good job. You did this correctly. You need that. Some people need that, but as men, nah, we got to get used to not having it.
Don't chase the comfort. If the comfort's there, embrace it. Chase obstacles, create opportunities, and get after it along the way.
Sir.
All right, you're hanging out with Keith, John, and Marty on Mornings Alive with Keith and Friends. Big show here today, guys. We're talking about strategies to reinvent yourself. I got some things I want to throw on the table here in a number of moments.
Hey, man, where your energy at today, man?
Who, me?
Yeah, Johnny, am I wrong?
Oh, you came into the conversation. I was talking about getting through. You didn't hear the part about me. No, it's okay. So you just missed the part about Tara being awake all night from being in pain from surgery, and I was kind of up with her. So not a lot of Z's under my belt last night.
Yeah, I was talking about Keith's energy though. Keith just don't.
Oh well, shit. I came to the show and kind of explained that I was breathing a little hard for sitting still. I don't know what's.
I got that from you.
You're saying I don't have any energy right now?
No, that's what I feel, man, and I don't like it. You better pick it up, man. I don't like it. I don't come here to not get energy from Keith, man.
Listen to this.
Hold on.
Listen to this, man.
I thought I brought the energy here this morning. I guess all right, Uncle Keith has no energy this morning, so we're getting the hell out of here. Yeah, there's no show happening. Jimmy, where's my Jimmy, man? Jimmy's like, hey, man, you got energy this morning. Marty said you got no fucking energy.
Hey, Jimmy, talk to him, man.
Well, what the hell's going on with that? Let's do this, though. Let's get to the where's my button? Marty?
There we go.
Oh my God. All right, Mr. Christopher Martin, calling me out without the lack of energy. Good morning, Holroyd. I see you there. Yeah, I see you there. All right. Hey, listen, do you treat this? You thinking, what? Do you treat this like an all-you-can-eat buffet, baby? Oh, I don't know. Most people do. Good morning, Reinhardt. Good morning. I see you out there. Well, listen, I used to do it all the time because people don't really know what they're hungry for. Nope, they just don't. They're lost. They're like, I don't know what I'm hungry for, Uncle Keith. What am I hungry for? So they pile on the random things, thinking that the more they have, that the better. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, add. Well, but by the end of it all, they're left, they're floated, they're bloated, they're floated. They're full, they're bloated, and they're confused. Most importantly, they're unsatisfied. Just unsatisfied. So, hey, here's something to think about, guys. I have a better idea for you. Ask yourself not one, not two, not four, but three questions. Three questions to find the real priority that's right in front of you. What's the single task that's going to move the needle? What's the single task that will have the biggest impact on your goals today? One task, not two, not three, not four, but one task that's going to move those goals today. Number two, why is this one task so important, and what does the needle move? Now, what does it move? Is it moving your life forward? Is it moving your job forward? Is it moving a little simple task forward? Is it moving your relationship forward? And then you have to ask yourself this: how will you feel when you've crushed it? Because when you focus on that one task, everything, oh baby, and I mean everything else gets simpler or irrelevant. Trust me on this one, guys, because the answer, when you lean into this thing, is going to surprise you. This morning, on Mornings in Live with Keith and Friends, the only show to get you guys ass out of bed, the No Energy Show this morning. Nope, no energy, according to Marty. Good morning, Amy Ranner. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, guys. We're here talking about strategies to reinvent yourself. Got another thing to talk about here today. 15 bedtime habits 90% of us over 50 get wrong. Yeah, neurologists warn of dementia risks. And do you treat to-do lists like an all-you-eat buffet and reinvent yourself with some 7 steps coming up here a little bit later, boosting some self-confidence with 6 expert tips? But Jimmy, let's get into this conversation this morning around 15 bedtime habits that people are getting wrong as they're growing up and going through life. Mr. No Energy, Christopher Martin, how's it going here, brother?
I got to mess with you, man.
Hey, I had a good chat with our friend Jordan Walsh yesterday, who's on the show on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
We grabbed some coffee, and he's like, man, I love the show you guys are doing. I love the character you guys all have, because you guys all got to keep leaning into your characters. I'm like, all right. He's like, don't be not who you are, but just keep leaning into, so that when I tune in, I know that Marty's going to throw Billis under the bus, and I know Johnny's going to fucking say something crazy out of the blue, and and then Marty's going to come up.
The character part, it's funny to say that, because I'll tell you I'm just me. My character is me. Period. End of story. It's always been that way. You know what I mean? And I love the fact that when someone recognizes you for the character, but it's you, that means you're truly living you.
Yes, that's exactly it. And his comments were, our role in these, our job in these roles is to embellish and exaggerate that character, so that the listener, the audience, the person on the other side wants to lean in and wants to hang on to what Marty's going to say, or what John is going to say, or what Keith's going to say, and then come back for it next. Right. So, and getting to know, why we may disagree on things, why, we always don't want to have kumbaya. Right. We probably want to create more, not conflict, Marty, because Johnny will leave the show if we create conflict, as you know, Marty. So, creating.
I think Johnny likes conflict.
I think so. I think we're going to have.
So you got to understand, your conflict is different than negativity. You got to understand.
Yes.
Get this shit straight here.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with conflict. There's nothing wrong with friction. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. But Is it negativity or is it conflict? I mean, we can have conflict and it doesn't have to be negative.
This is true. Yeah, that's a fair comment, actually. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Marty, the young man's got a point there.
He has a point, man. I think Johnny knows a thing or two. I think
just one or two things every now and
just
then.
one or two, not that much. Just one or two things.
Every one or two, Mr. fucking Plato and philosophical Johnny there pops out there with his
like once a week, maybe.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. The greatest one was he was driving in a truck a couple days ago, and I was hearing about puddles and water. And
no, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Because I didn't explain that very well. I did because it's only 60 seconds to make it in one slide. You know what I mean? So I was trying to get it done quick, and I was struggling. When you're trying to get something done and you're more worried about the time than you are the explanation. I felt that was a little thin, but it sounds like it made sense after all.
Well, yeah, because so what I enjoyed about it, Johnny, was that I'm thinking that it was very impromptu. You're driving, you and Tara are on your way driving. That was done that morning, wasn't it? Because that was a story. So I'm thinking
it was right. It was just literally, Tara was to the left driving,
Yeah, so I'm just thinking that you're out there driving and all of a sudden you have this impromptu thought in your head. You're like, I got something to say. Had the camera going, and next thing you know, you're just blah. And it was like,
because I get too many people. I hear too many people saying, I just can't lose my belly fat. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just haven't fucking tried long enough. And here's why you're losing it. And here's how you know you're losing it. So keep going and stop fucking complaining.
Or they'd be like, this ain't going nowhere. It can go somewhere. You're just not doing what you're supposed to do.
That's it.
It's your fuck mud. You can't sit there and watch a mud puddle dry up.
Yeah. Yeah. I was loving the mud puddle analogy. I'm like, fuck, good one, Johnny. That's a really good one, man. Hey, listen, I got a few things. There's a lot of folks that are getting their bedtime habits wrong. And we talk about it all the time on the show. You get your bedtime habits wrong. You miss your fucking snooze button. You're 9 minutes behind. You do it all year. You're 2.5 days behind. Listen, are you guys all about the blue light trap, right? So staring at your phone, your tablet, your TV before bed. The blue light, guys, is tricking your brain into staying awake. So maybe what you might want to consider is putting the phone down, turning the TV off before you go to bed. I don't agree with that. I like having my phone put me to sleep or putting the TV on to put me to sleep. I always have. So this whole blue light thing, I think it's dated in some generation before me, but I don't mind, frankly, having lights on my eyes before I put myself to sleep. So, I know
some people just don't know how to put the phone down.
Well, here's the thing.
Problem, Marty. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming in this list, but I'm going to venture to say that I can put one little piece of advice that would probably take this fucking list and put the whole goddamn thing in the trash can. If you have a set bedtime and a set wake up time, I'm betting that all these fucking problems will vanish like a fart in the wind. Now, doesn't have to be early. Maybe it's 8, maybe it's 7. You pick the time. You pick the wake up, you pick the go to bed, and you stick to it. All this shit fucking vanishes like a fart in the wind.
Much of it will. Good morning, good time. The late night snacking, that's a good one. So if you set your bedtime for 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock and say, hey, I'm not eating after and go to bed, because
if you're in bed, you're not snacking.
That's it. That's exactly it. And I chase that same thing every single day, and I just get better at it all the time. Going, I need to go to bed because I got to get up at 4 o'clock, so I'm going to bed. I'm not going to eat here right now. So here's one that I think a lot of people, especially husbands and wives, the room's too hot. I need a cold space to sleep. What about you boys?
No matter where I am,
I've
got a fucking fan blowing straight on my face.
No shit.
Doesn't make a difference what. And I've been doing this. Fuck, I can't even tell you. I can't remember the last time I didn't have this fan. It's basically my temperature control.
Oh yeah,
because I can cool myself off pretty quickly, by moving the blanket or turning my head away from the fan. But when I go to sleep, there's a fan blowing on my face, and I'm on my side, and I'm looking straight into that wind. And it puts me right to sleep. It's also a white noise too.
Yeah. I can't have fan blowing on my sleep.
I can't have that either. Yeah.
But I like a cold room. When I'm going to sleep, I love a cold room, man. That makes me get all cozy in the blankets.
Well, I so agree, brother. So agree. The fan was basically my defense again, not having full control of my environment.
Oh, so
But I was traveling all the time.
yeah.
Fuck, dude. When I was traveling in Strongman, some of these fucking Eastern European hotels, they never even heard of fucking air conditioning before.
I can't even
You know?
imagine, man.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, it's like, it's a different fucking world, So for you to even ask the front desk for a fan, they're like, fucking Americans, So you got to bring all this shit, but it's like that. So it was literally, that was my defense against not having that cold room. So I totally agree. Cold room will do the deal, but now I need the fan in the cold room, because without the fan on my face, my body just doesn't think it's time to sleep.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking.
Side note, I just want to say, I think every American needs to experience that. Like, we're so entitled here. Look at the shit we complain about, man.
Oh yeah.
You complain in an air conditioned house, sleeping good. Shut up.
Well, even like, I mean, Christ, even like with school, we bitch about fucking our kids bitch about we bitched about going to school at 7:00 in the morning. Other countries where school is like a privilege, these fucking kids are knocking on the fucking front door of their school at 5 a.m. And they won't leave until they're told to go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're given too much.
I was on the bus from 7. I rode the bus for like 75 minutes every day when I went to school in the morning. And then
the same thing.
And then I sang country
75 minutes.
Yeah, and then I sang a country music song when they got me to the school.
What the fuck? Oh,
What'd you sing, a country music song? What is it?
Yeah.
There's a joke here. I don't understand it.
No, because I liked to sing. I liked to perform. So my school bus driver knew that I liked to have some fun. So he always invited me to the front of the bus when we dropped the kids off at the school to sing. So when we get to the front of the school in the morning, I'd get to the front of the bus and I'd sing, "Country road, take me home."
Oh my God! So real quick, so I
West Virginia.
Well, brother, listen. As an adult, I embrace that being different, but as a kid, you were a nutty little fucker, dude.
Keith was.
He was like way outside the lines, nutty motherfucker. Like not even understanding why everybody thought that was so fucking weird. He was singing, nutty motherfucker.
The teacher was like, "All right, Keith, that's enough."
Yeah.
No, but I wanted to sing, so they let me sing. I go to the front of the school bus and sing. And
that's what I mean. They like way off the fucking charts, nutty motherfucker.
Country road.
Yeah, I was taking the metro bus and train in DC and seeing all types of shit on the train. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. I would never put my kid on there. It's crazy.
I would never put my kid on there.
DC is crazy, man.
Oh man! And then when I was 21, I took singing lessons for a few months. Yeah, I learned to sing some Frank Sinatra and some Engelbert.
Why don't you post on LinkedIn singing? Why don't you post a post of you singing a song?
Listen,
we would love to see that.
There's some days I sing before the show goes live. Just ask Jimmy. Oh, yeah, I got some fucking tunes in my ears, and I just croon. I just croon because I have no energy. I got no croon.
I think you should post video singing. Man.
Yeah, I'll do that for you, Marty. Hey, I'll catch up on sleep later lie, guys. Listen, if you're having problems sleeping at night, this whole idea that I'm catching up on my sleep because I missed it for the last week, that doesn't happen. You can't catch up on your sleep. You have to just get your sleep in regularly, boys. So if you're behind, you're not, just get that out of your mind, go back to sleep and get get some sleep going in after you. And listen, sleeping pills aren't the answer. Getting after sleeping pills to help you sleep might help you to start, but over time is not going to be a good solution. So if you're struggling to sleep, guys, I would invite you to consider leaving the sleeping pills away because it's probably going to destroy you later on in life. And then Johnny talked about this one too earlier. The bedtime roulette destroys consistency. So sometimes you go to sleep at 8, sometimes you go to sleep at 10, sometimes you go to sleep at 11. You're fucking with your body, man. Pick a time, go to bed. And then pick a time to get up in the morning and get up and get your day started. You do that regularly. You're not hitting the snooze button. You're getting your rest in. You're getting your mental, cognitive abilities. It's all good to go.
Well, there's this little thing that goes along with the bed, wake up and the bedtime. It's called discipline.
Yes.
If you're disciplined enough to do that, it's one of the most fucking basic things in your life. And if you have the discipline to go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, you'll be fucking blown away at how many things in your life start falling into place. But you've got to have the discipline on the most basic level.
Go ahead, Keith.
I'm looking at Marty's love for Uncle Keith over here. So apparently Marty listens to Uncle Keith sing in the morning. And Marty's comments are this, nation. I'm going to paraphrase. I hear him. I hear it. I hear Uncle Keith singing. And I put him in the headphones and Marty walks away. So I can see it. There's Marty's red headphones sitting on the desk. Uncle Keith is fucking crooning away, and Marty's looking over there going, "Oh yeah, that dude's the fucking old guy's just singing away right now."
Johnny, the last time I heard this guy singing, this is why I just put the headphones down. I came on here, I logged in. I'm going to eat my food. All I hear is, "Ba-don't, ba-don't, 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 ba-don't." I'm like, what are you talking about, Keith? What are you doing? But yeah, but
I often hear too because I get this. I dump in there, then I'll go take a piss, or I'll turn on the switch, whatever I'm doing, and it's I hear him doing his thing in there.
Like, what are you doing, Keith? But
I'm having fun. Yes.
Well, there's actually scientific proof that singing, your brain will release all sorts of positive chemistry when you're singing. It's a joyful act. One of the things that was like this morning, I went to some music and I was having a hell of a time catching that thing that made me want to start singing. So I went to the YouTube video to look, but often I will put on some music that I remember from I was like in junior high. It just catches that weird spot of me. And next thing you know, I'm doing this and then I start singing. It's a great fun.
Oh, like joy and pain, sunshine and the rain, like that one.
If I liked that song, it would work.
I know that song.
There you go, joy and pain this morning on Mornings in Alive with Keith.
I know that song, man.
That's the rapper, Joy and Pain. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the rapper, Joy and Pain. All right, we got Christopher Martin coming in with the C. Marty Fit Tip. Then we're going to come back and keep the conversation going. Go strategies to reinvent yourself. How can we build confidence? I got some steps to talk about. Marty, do you have something to tell us today? Hey, boy.
When do I not have something
come on, Mr. Martin. Tell us something. Bring some energy, you lazy, quiet motherfucker.
I know you're not talking. Get off the screen, motherfucker. Get off the screen. Oh, man. All right. We got the fitness tip for today. Don't neglect your back and shoulder workouts. This is going to be a hack to do what? Make your waist look smaller. Yes. It's going to make your waist look smaller, right? So when you're working your lat muscles, when they start to widen and they start to tone, it's going to give the illusion of a smaller waist, and the same with the shoulders. When they start to broaden, tone, they start to shape some more, it's going to make your waist look smaller, especially if you're eating clean, you're drinking your water, and you're doing all the necessary things to drop the weight or drop the body fat, right? So what are some key exercises for the back muscles, right? I have a couple staples. I have pull-ups. If you can't do pull-ups, do assisted pull-ups. Use a resistance band or assisted machine, assisted pull-up machine. Most gyms have them. You have the seated row, and you have a bent over row. Those are the three staples right there. If you're pressed for time, you can do those three exercises and get your back workouts in to give the illusion of that small waist. And then for the shoulders, you got the shoulder press, you got front raise, and you got lateral raise. You do those every week on top of your diet and on top of your cardio or whatever else you do, yoga, whatever else you do for your workouts. Watch that waist start to look smaller, and it's actually going to start to slim down. You're welcome. That's the fitness tip for today.
The illusion of the big shoulders and little waist without just twisting your body around. Christopher Martin's dropping you some tips there to make
sir.
yourself look confident. There's nothing more confident building for a man, I think, than putting a nice t-shirt on, a jacket and some jeans and looking in the mirror and seeing the tapered V shape, right? All aesthetics aside, no, all aesthetics completely aside, nothing makes you feel more confident than that. There's so much truth to that, Christopher Martin.
It's a good feeling, man.
100% it is, right? And you know what, Marty, I think you'd agree with me. Even if like you don't even have to be like quote unquote like jacked or like super lean. It's feeling strong. It's knowing that your clothes are fitting better than they did a few weeks ago. Hey, Marty.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and even a step, one layer deeper than that is the fact that even if you don't have that sensory that, hey, my clothes are fitting better, hey, I look a little better. If you busted your ass for that day in the process,
yes,
it's the work. You don't always need some sort of a calibration or a prize for the work, because the work is actually a prize in itself.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's a really good. Well, then you go and put those. Sometimes I think we need to find those ways to capture feelings. Right. So it's like, what does it feel like when you put those pants on and you put them around your belt and like, oh yeah, this feels really good. And it's like a reminder that I've put the work in and when I'm standing here looking in the mirror, it makes myself, it's those little confidence wins. Right. So
100%. The thing like this, I think this all the time. You're like, today is a perfect example.
Yeah.
My training is going to be far from what it could be if I had a great night's sleep, but the work is what instills my worth.
The work instills your worth. There you go.
Yeah. The work instills the worth. What are you worth? You fucking put in the work, so it instills that. It builds you up.
Yeah. So,
Marty,
I was just gonna say that goes right along with nowadays. People be like, "Well, yeah, I might be overweight, but I'm confident." And that's great if you are confident, but what would your confidence be if you put some work in and became a better version of yourself? It's just a different way to look at it. You understand what I'm saying, Keith?
I absolutely do. I would wonder why somebody is happy being overweight.
Well, I don't know that there's really a happy being overweight. I think it's the fact that they're,
comfortable.
They're basically finding that confidence with what they've got, right?
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
And so then, but Marty's saying, and I totally agree, is, but just imagine what you could do if you weren't dealing with this, subpar, whatever it is.
Yes. Well, to me, that's like saying I'm happy with a C all the time. Yeah, but Keith, put some work in, you can get an A or you can get a B or an A. No, but I'm happy with a C. Dude, if you put some work in, you go to bed on time, you get some good rest, you go to the gym, you eat well, you're probably going to get A's. Oh, okay. Just give it a shot. Try it. You might enjoy being an A, right? I think when somebody's satisfied with being a C, it's hard for them to recognize how they get to become a B or an A. You see what I mean, Marty? Right?
I think the word satisfies is a tough one too, because realistically, as soon as we become satisfied, we become complacent.
Well, so that goes back to what we talked about yesterday with planking. Marty, Johnny tells us that he has his kids do 37 minutes of planks. And your comment yesterday was, Marty, I don't know if a lot of coaches or I don't know if a lot of parents are recognizing that what they're getting out of having a coach like John Anderson teaching your kids that. I'm thinking most coaches are saying, hey, Marty, let's get you doing a 10-minute plank. And you're like, okay, that's awesome. When most coaches are probably doing a 5-minute plank, yet you got some guy over there teaching you how to do 37 minutes of plank. So the idea of being satisfied, you're really stretching that definition out the window. You're making it non-relevant, frankly.
Well, and here's the beautiful thing: that 37-minute plank was the star on top of the Christmas tree.
Yes,
but the first time that they all did a fucking minute was a huge. It was also a star on the Christmas. Every time we broke a new barrier, they got another fucking prize.
Yes.
So they got basically 30 because we just marched up the hill 1 minute at a time. It wasn't every single day. We would repeat 1 minuters, we'd repeat 2 minuters, and then okay, we're going to 3. whatever it was, that new one was always that same high five moment. Fucking A, I did it.
Yeah.
The number, it just is the measuring stick. But the fact that you went further than last time, and the best part about it is then these kids are going home and they're telling their parents how proud they are they did something. And the parents are like, wow, you know, it's been a while since he's come home and he's been that excited about some sort of an accomplishment. Forget what it is.
Yes.
You just break it down to that most simple format. The fact that you got to work for something and you get paid.
Well, and that in itself is a strategy to reinvent yourself, which we're talking about here today. Like you're like, I can't do a 37-minute plank. No, you can. You know, we're going to get you there. We're going to start you with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And by the time we're done this journey, you're going to reinvent yourself to learn how to do a 1 hour plank, right? It's doing it in steps along the way. Johnny.
Well, check this out. Kind of a different group of kids. So there's this high level baseball school. They brought me in to work with some of their kids too, right? And I've, you know, anytime I see kind of a weak mental group, I'm going to always use something like this to get them tuned up. Well, as we're going up, we're marching up the ladder with the planks, you know, with this group. These kids were so fucking excited. And keep in mind, these are parents invested in their kids. They're paying probably $1,500 a month for their kids to come to this school or this facility, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Probably halfway through, I think I was there for a 3-month go. But halfway through, we were getting parents that were coming up asking if they could come and participate in the planking section of the workout with their kids.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking cool, man. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Real quick,
Yeah.
John, coaching those kids made me think of I don't know if you saw the Notre Dame coach for the football coach.
No.
He lifts weights every morning in the same weight room his players lift weights in.
Yeah.
So his players see him putting the work in, and he looks like it. So it's kind of like, you know, a different respect level. So that Johnny just made me think of that when he talks about those kids.
Let's talk about this for a second, because some people would say,
I'm gonna send it to you, Keith.
Yeah, some people would say the coach shouldn't be training with the players. What's your POV on that, Marty, as an athlete? Are you like, no, I want to see my coach getting after it with me?
Yeah, I want to see my coach getting after it. I mean, because we're all in a war. This is a war. We're brothers. We're family.
So a few weeks, Pete Hesketh, your defense, your department Secretary of State there in the United States, was celebrated, questioned, whatever word you want to use, training with the military when he was over there. I think it was in Germany. And people are like, what's this guy doing, getting up and fucking lifting weights with the military and posting it all over X? Some liked it. Some thought it was pretty cheesy. Marty?
What's cheesy? What's the argument about? What's cheesy about that? What was the reasoning?
Oh, he shouldn't be out there training. He should be out there leading the country. His job's not to be out there lifting weights with the guys in the military. He should be out there working on his diplomacy and getting his notes tied up for his big office meeting he's got coming.
What do you think helped him? What do you think helped him achieve all that shit?
Exactly. And that's what's wrong with our country. We don't have a foundation. First of all, we're uneducated about fitness, but we don't have a foundation that instills discipline, right? So if the head guy is disciplined, if he's showing hard work, what do you think everyone else is? What kind of culture is that going to set for everyone else?
So, you know, what 100%, Martin. And I just got to go a little one step, you know, with you on that.
Go ahead, man, please.
We're not taught that fucking caring for ourselves first is what allows us to care for everyone else better.
Yep, I agree.
So Amy Ryan comes in and says it's a pattern of behavior. People are objecting to the context, not just a moment in time, the context in which it occurred. Yeah, and that's fair, Amy. I think what I found intriguing about it was that people would take the time to bitch about the fact that a guy's like and take care of himself as a human being. Where he's like, no, I'm going to get up and take care of myself. Like what? Like that's like that in itself as a human being. I don't know what. I want my leader taking care of himself. I want to know my boss is getting up, my coach, my general manager of my team. hanging out in the gym with me and building the culture because I'm getting after it first. I'm climbing the mountain first with you guys, right? So I'm going to battle. I'm going to get after it, and I'm going to help set the stage, right? I think more of that is a good thing, right? When I see RFK, regardless of what his views are, I don't give a fuck. When I see him getting after it as a 57 or 60-year-old man, good.
Yep.
Too many politicians are the opposite.
Yep.
That don't fucking move. So let's get these guys moving and giving a good example to those that aren't moving here. So, all right. So we got fit presenter coming in. We got Mike McCullen. My mission is to raise the professional reputation of the fitness industry. People think that fitness, sports, and exercise are less professional than eating donuts at a conference table. I agree with you, Mike.
Man.
Right? It's because we go to conferences and what do we serve up? Donuts and muffins and carbohydrate after carbohydrate after carbohydrate.
Man, we had the remember I told y'all we had the quarterly meeting for the general managers with my gym. I get there, it's bagels and vanilla coated pretzels.
There you go. That's it.
See, here's the thing. In those settings, you know what I'm doing? I mean, rarely am I in a setting like this because I've never been to it. But if I'm in this type of
I'm trying
deal
to get there, Johnny.
You know what I'm looking at? Who are the dumb motherfuckers eating this shit? Because I'll tell you right now, you clearly don't understand performance. You're clearly not going to be you're not having a fucking seat next to me. Because if you're making dumb choices like this, I guarantee you're not making the choices I need you to make when it's time to go to battle.
Well, the funny thing is that Amy Reiner's comment says the guy's generally not qualified for the job. Hard to argue with you there. He goes from being a talking head on television to leading. But
it's like this. It's like this. You know, we're all fucking thirsty, right? Well, you got bottles of water and bottles of fucking rat poison. Who's drinking the poison? Okay, that motherfucker, you stay out of my life because you're not smart enough to drink the water. I didn't need you in my life.
They're going to say
That's
you
simple.
too extreme, Johnny.
Listen, people that drink fucking rat poison, right? Yes, they're hurting themselves first, but they're actually hurting you if you allow those dumb motherfuckers to stay in your life.
I love it, man.
Poke the bear. Poke the bear.
You see, I know how to get Johnny going, right?
I love it, man. I love it. Poking the bear, Christopher Martin. See Marty. All right, Johnny, we're putting you on the spot, brother. Let's hear what you got going on.
Let's fucking go.
Let's get after it, Mr. Anderson.
My wife had a pretty nasty motorcycle crash, and she ended up having to have a shoulder surgery. And last night, post-surgery, she didn't sleep much, which means neither did I. And when I woke up this morning, oh, man, it was a different world. I had everything laid out. The plan was set the night before, but the lack of sleep was making it tough for me to carry out the plan. And here's the deal. I had a decision to make. I was either going to get back in bed, I was going to mail it in, going to do something other than what I had planned to do. And then I realized this. I just need to get in motion. I need to get in the game. I may not win the game today, but I'm playing. I'm competing. I'm in. And just because I'm actually in the game, just because I'm actually choosing to move forward, just because I'm doing the shit that other people normally don't do, yes, I am actually winning. So remind yourself, it's not always easy, but doing the easy shit is not going to get you what you want. Sometimes choosing to do hard things, even when you don't want to, is going to give you a bigger paycheck than you could ever imagine. I'm not always talking about financial. It's here. It's all about doing the shit most people won't do. Rock and roll.
Most people won't do. John Anderson coming after it every single day here at the Lifestyle Tip. We got AJ Zeglen joining us this morning here. Hey, AJ, what's shaking, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
AJ, what's up, brother?
How you guys doing?
So, AJ, I want to introduce you to somebody here this morning. Here, I'll see if I can bring them to life for us this morning. So, hey, could you say hi to AJ for us?
Oh, that nasty little bitch.
Hey, listen up, you little shit. AJ's here. He's ready to fuck shit up. It's early as fuck, so let's get the shit started. What's next on the agenda, you fucking moron? Or are we just gonna sit here and jerk off?
AJ Zeglen's our mind fueled performance coach this morning, hanging out with us mornings in the lab with Keith and friends, interacting with Grok. AJ has never met you before. Would you like to introduce yourself to AJ?
Oh, AJ, you poor bastard. You're in for a wild fucking ride. I'm the one who's gonna be up your ass all day, making sure you don't fuck up your performance. Keith and the gang are a bunch of fucking weirdos, but they're my kind of weirdos. So buckle the fuck up, because this is going to be one hell of a fucking morning.
There you go. There you go. There's Grok giving us some feedback this morning.
You know, I the thing that kills me, AJ, what do you think? When he played that for me the first time, I was like, what did you say to this bitch to program her to be that angry?
I didn't say anything. So there's all these different modes. That's just
that's just a mode. Just I'm going to be a nasty bitch mode.
Yeah, it's actually called unhinged mode. So
No shit.
You turn it on and it just talks that way naturally to you. So it's
crazy that they actually know that there's a mode like that most people actually need.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. What's going on, Mr. Zeglen? How are you today, my brother?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're helping Johnny get through his day here today. Johnny had a tough night last night. Terry's had some struggles with her shoulder surgery. Terry didn't sleep. Johnny didn't sleep. Johnny had some struggles kind of getting the day going. So we've been working on strategies to reinvent yourself, talking about daily affirmations and getting after the day. Age, knowing that Johnny had some struggles, would you like to offer some advice to our brother here this morning?
Just on how to get through the day without sleep, you mean?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Just generally, man. He's had one of those mornings.
Oh yeah. Those mornings are what make us, you know. And I know John already knows
exactly
that.
right, my brother.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's what my lifestyle tip is about. It's like making that, 2:59. I'm standing there with a phone in my hand. It's decision time. Do I do what everybody else does, or do I fucking soldier forward?
Yeah,
that's right. Absolutely. That's right. Well, listen, let's chat. I think we got a little bit of a delay with you here, AJ. So I apologize if there's a little bit of a delay there. But we've been talking about strategies to reinvent oneself, and one of the strategies that I had here to get on the table here today was this idea of daily affirmations and the power of the daily affirmation, right? And it's funny because when you hear affirmations, I think most people generally think, AJ, cheesy, fluffy, maybe even a little uncomfortable, right? Often we're told to man up, right, and power through. But here's the truth, right? The real strength isn't just about bottling it up. It's about rewiring the way we think. Let's talk about why affirmations actually work, AJ.
Yeah, well, one of the big reasons why they work is going back to the reticular activating system, which we've mentioned on the show before, right? And that's just basically, there's that saying, like, whatever we pay attention to is what we become, or wherever we put our energy is what we get back. There's a bunch of different ways to look at it or say it, but basically it's just the idea that there's always a million pieces of information coming at us at once, and it could be very, very overwhelming. So our brain has to decide what it's going to let through and what it's going to block out, because there's just too much otherwise. So this activating system acts as a screen. And if we are thinking about something, our brain thinks, hey, this is important. We're going to let this stuff through and block the other stuff out. So if I wake up in the morning and I lead with an affirmation about something positive that I'm trying to accomplish, something positive that I believe that I can do, then my brain is like, hey, this is important to AJ. Anything that's related to this, anything that's positive, that's supportive of this, we're going to let this stuff through. We're going to find evidence to support these thoughts that he's having. Likewise, it could go the other way. If we wake up in the morning and it's all doom and gloom and we're just thinking about how terrible the day's going to be and how everything sucks, guess what? Your brain is going to think like, hey, it's important to AJ right now that everything sucks. So let's find a bunch of evidence for them that everything sucks, and
Yep.
let's let all this negative stuff through, and and block out the positives. Because the reality of it, which you guys already know, we're surrounded by good and bad things all the time. It's really just what we're paying attention to, right? This world is as terrible of a place or as beautiful of a place as we make it.
We get more of what we think about. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Those
No,
guys? Oh, there we go. Awesome.
Sorry.
Awesome.
You
We
got
got
me or
Rick Cody. We got. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We got Rick Cody coming in with reticular activation is like when we buy a new car, we start seeing them all over town. They were always there. We just now see them because our brain's on the lookout for them. I think it's the same way it is. That's exactly what it is, isn't it, AJ?
exactly.
Right?
That's exactly
It's
it.
anything
Yeah.
that becomes important to us, correct, AJ? If it's important, the brain starts to find more of it. Why? If it's important to the gym, you're going to find reasons to go to the gym.
100%. Yeah, that's exactly it. So, so it can seem like a really easy trick, like you said, Keith, to give these affirmations, and people sometimes have this view of it like, well, I'm not going to sit there and tell myself nice things in the dark when I wake up in the morning. That sounds kind of cheesy, or that's not what but really all we're doing is we're just we're controlling our own narrative then, right? Instead of letting the world control us, and us just being led all these different ways. We're saying, no, this is what's important to me, this is what I'm focusing on, this is what I'm trying to accomplish, and then those are the things that are going to be drawn to us. Those are the things we're going to notice. Those are the things. So now we're controlling our narrative.
This is why I'm a big
the affirmation thing. Sometimes it's really misunderstood. I love what AJ says. It's not just sitting there saying stuff in the dark. It's like whether we're going to have thoughts that are good or bad. And if we're having bad thoughts, then that's the shit that's kind of inscribing our subconscious. If we're having good thoughts, that's the shit that kind of inscribes in our subconscious. And the way that we're designed with our brains from way back when, the majority of our subconscious thoughts are around problems and negative shit, because that's the way the brain was programmed to keep us alive, to register all this stuff. So when we constantly talk good to ourselves, and especially, I'm a big one on writing this shit down, because when you write it, it goes deeper into the subconscious. That's a scientific fact too. I'm not sure how the whole thing works, but it really comes down to think of our hardware. Our default mechanism is all that negative shit. It's our job to reprogram, put a new program over the top of all that negative shit with positive shit.
This is why I'm a huge fan, and you guys know this, but I'm gonna beat it up here, of getting to the gym first thing in the morning to start your day. The best way to create confidence in yourself is to create little wins, right? So if you can do 5 reps, pick number 5 reps of something, you successfully completed it, there's a win, right? I don't want to do a 30-minute walk. Well, if you do 3 10-minute walks, there's 30 minutes, 3 wins, right? Those little wins add up before the day starts. That's the best way to create confidence for yourself.
Brother, I'm coffee, I'm a dump, and I'm one song on the rebounder. And that rebounder can be anywhere 3 to 4 or 5 minutes, depending on the song I picked or video I'm listening to. But that it's just that thing like you're talking about, Keith, that little mini workout gets my blood pumping. It's a box checked. I'm starting off with something positive. Now, it's not a full workout. It's just a 3 to 5 minute one. And the reason I like the rebounder is because it's fucking difficult to get on the ground and start doing fucking push-ups or sit-ups. But you just stand on to step up on a small trampoline, start fucking bouncing. What's the term? The barrier of entry is so low, it's easy to get started when you're fucking like almost asleep.
That's right. Zeglen?
Yeah, no, I think your example of working out to start the day is a great way to go about it, right? And that in itself is an affirmation in itself, right? Like sometimes we only think of affirmation, as ourselves reciting some type of words to ourselves, right? But we can also show ourselves too, right? Because just like ourselves, just like when we deal with any other people out there, like I always say, people are going to believe action more than they are words. So that goes for ourselves. We have a relationship with ourselves. If I'm just telling myself stuff all the time and I'm never about any action, I stop believing in my own words that I'm telling myself, right? So I love that you have an action to it. You get up in the morning, you know, you're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then you go and you do it. You follow it up with action. So then you start to believe yourself. You buy into what you're telling yourself, right? Because you're like, yeah, I back it up. I got evidence here. I perform this action every day, right?
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Hey, you're hanging out with Keith, John, Marty, and our guest AJ Zeglen this morning. Our from my stumbling on my words this morning. Morning Live with Keith and friends. AJ joins us every single Tuesday and Thursday to talk mental performance, mind, fuel, emotional health, and so forth. AJ, what is on the big agenda today? We finally have summer here in Manitoba, Mr. Zeglen.
Summer. We're at 0 degrees, man. It's great. Yeah, no, I am. I'm into the gym right away. We got some hockey academies in this morning. And then I am at my clinic, and then I'm watching some playoff hockey. Boston and the Schatzberg Titans there are into the second round of the playoffs starting tonight. So they're on a roll here. So I'm watching some hockey, and hopefully the boys can keep it going.
Nice. Beautiful. Well, you have yourself a great day, my friend. We'll get your technical little issue sorted for Thursday here. We had a little bit of a stutter on the call here today. So, Mr. Zeglen, you have yourself a good one, brother. And we'll catch up. We'll catch up a little later this week. Okay, pal?
Thanks, guys.
Always good to see you, AJ.
Same. Appreciate it.
Stutter.
You know, crazy. I wasn't getting any of that from AJ. Now I can't hear Marty. I can see his mouth moving.
Yeah, we got Marty muted over there, I think.
Yeah, but AJ I could hear the delay that you had, but I couldn't hear the stutters. It was weird. It was like somehow, some way the when he came on, everything kind of went the whole thing went sideways.
That's right. Yeah, we got rookie Marty here joining us, brand new to the show here, learning how to use his microphone. And Jimmy's telling me that I'm the one who had the delay here from AJ, so it must have been Uncle Keith there. Listen, you're back with us here, the second hour kicking off here, Mornings Live with Keith and friends. The only morning show, guys, to get your ass out of bed. If you hit that snooze button, you're 9 minutes behind. You do it a few times throughout the week, you're further behind the guy over there. What's up, Marty?
Can you still not hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you loud.
Got you now. Got you now, baby.
Hey, hold on. Let's get this, Keith. You gotta stop saying I don't know how to use my microphone. You be having the problems here. I don't have the problems here.
I'm just reading my notes from Jimmy. Jimmy's like, I think that the flickering sound came from me. All right.
Nah, that's from you, bro. That's from Johnny's good. AJ's good. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Johnny, you know how many times Keith left me up here by myself before you got here? I'm just up here talking by myself. So I don't even know why Keith did that.
And he's good at it too. And Marty, that's why Marty's here with me, because Marty can talk all by himself. Like, I get Marty on the show because he can talk by himself. Uncle Keith goes sideways here. So
definitely can.
We're resetting. Marty's got to get out of here. I know he's got to head off on down to Gold. What's on the big agenda today, pal? What's on the big agenda today? Staff showing up? Staff not showing up?
Training hours. Got to get those.
Oh, yeah?
Some people messed up their hours, so I got to go fix it.
Did you get your bench fixed last week, Christopher Martin?
No.
No?
No.
No?
Nope.
Is that a big undertaking to get that taken care of?
Yeah, Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Yep.
We got Rick Clody coming in here, where the average person has between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts per day. Most of these thoughts are repetitive, and about 80% are negative. So there you go.
Yep.
So you think
that's why it's brother, I'm telling you. That's why the subconscious, if we don't reprogram that shit, it leads us down the wrong path of life.
That makes sense.
Wow. Yeah, that's think about that. 60,000 thoughts throughout the day.
That's crazy.
And 80% of it, Marty, you're just battling it, right? Constantly.
So you got to be intentional about what you put in your head.
It's like 75% of our lives are basically subconscious shit. It's we do things subconsciously. And if that's the fucking if all those negative repetitive thoughts is the leader of what you're doing, it's no good.
Well, and that's where you really can get sucked into. Marty, you and I joke about it often. You can get sucked into the whole of X, because you get sucked into that X feed, and if you're not careful, man, that negative, that content just eats your brain, Marty? Just eats it, man.
It can. You got to go with a different mindset.
You do.
It is. Yeah. It's never been more important, in terms of like, what are we listening to?
Yeah.
What are we exposed to? This is the shit that completely changes us, good or bad.
Yes. Well, and that's been the power of this show, right? Keeping it positive, having some fun, not using words like, I fucking hate that, right, Marty? What, Keith? You what?
Yeah.
I don't know if I hate it. I just questioning whether I like it or not.
I even saw something.
And the thing is, hate is just used as kind of a slang term, but it's still, it's got some fucking roots that are, I mean, it's, the roots of the word hate are not fucking sprouting any flowers. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's exactly like, there's no point. Like, it's not moving the conversation forward at all. Right, Marty?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I even saw something that was like, in 2025, are we going to stop self-improvement books? And it's just, it's like, dang, you're being negative about people wanting to better themselves, about people wanting to elevate. You got a problem with that? Man, so you really got to be intentional about leveling up and being positive,
Yes.
Well, there's literally two. It's almost like there's kind of two breeds of people, two different thought processes, and it's like the believers and the non-believers. And what people don't understand is believing is a fucking skill. You have to practice believing. Yes. And if you don't practice believing, if you're a non-believer, then you're just subject to all of the bullshit. That, I guess it's like it's the zombified, the wandering zombies. The only thing they believe in is that they gotta do the shit they don't want to do Monday through Friday so they can get to Saturday, because then they don't have to do anything.
That's why I really enjoyed my chat with Jordan Walsh yesterday, because he brought up the word that you just mentioned a few times, Marty, intentional. Love that word, intentional, because when you're intentional, you can create magic. It's not happening by accident, right? It's like, no, I'm purposely doing this, right? So yeah, I'm going to intentionally go spend 20 minutes on X, but I'm not going to intentionally get myself beat up about it. I'm going to go consume it. I'm going to be entertained, and then I'm going to put my phone down, but it's being intentional with that process.
That word is a fucking filter, because people that understand that word, that means they're doing it or they're actively trying. Somewhat intentional. What do you mean intentional? Well, that tells you, okay, you know what? I'll have this conversation with you in one of my next lifetimes.
Yes.
I'm not wasting my time with it in this one.
Well, you know what I find powerful about the word intentional is folks are, in my experience anyways, typically scared to use it, because when you use the word intentional and you decide to be intentional, now there's an expectation associated with it, right? So it becomes a scary word, because you now have to be accountable for it. So when I'm saying I'm going to be intentional about my conversation with Marty, well, but then I'm now setting an expectation for Marty that keeps bringing something to the table, and now Marty's going to hold me accountable to the things that I'm saying in that conversation. It's a scary word for folks, man, because it means you have to commit when you're being intentional. There's no accidents happening. Right. So
yeah. And again, I think there's a whole breed of people that don't even understand the word, because they're not applying it, they're not trying it, they're not trying to understand it.
Yeah, it's going through life on accident. It's going through life on
accidentally waking up,
right?
Accidentally getting in your car, accidentally getting mad at the person who flipped you off in traffic, accidentally just living a life you don't want to live.
So, all right, guys. Well, listen, we got Marty. Yeah, I had a delay there, Marty. It was me having a delay there.
No comment. Johnny knows too.
Yeah, we both we give about 2 seconds, and then I'll say, hey, Mart, you here? Yeah, I'm here. And because we know you're gone, we're just trying to figure out if we're both still. We're trying to figure out if because that's what happens when you're gone. I'll usually say, Mart, you good? Yeah, I'm here. That's usually about 2 seconds in.
I had some fun things on the table here that I'm gonna leave for later this week. But I found an article this morning about people are sharing the older traditions that they think are going to completely disappear in the next few decades. And some of them I thought were quite fascinating, man, right? You know, one of them is this whole idea of where is it? Handwritten thank you notes. Do you guys still like handwritten thank you notes?
100%. I handwrite myself notes all the time.
Do you think they're ever going to go away?
I think for the idiots, yeah. Well, I mean, because the thing about it is like if you're, I still am a firm believer, you have to write shit down every day. You have to do a pencil and paper or a pen and paper. This is like a part of the process it's a part of the process of personal development, you know. Yep. And if you're not writing, if you write stuff down every day, I almost guarantee you're sticky noting yourself, you're sticky noting someone else. I'm a napkin guy. I just take a napkin and I'll write it out on a napkin and lay it on top of my books. The first thing I see when I wake up is that note to myself of what I need to remember.
I liked this one, which was gathering pop bottles to get money at the corner store. Marty, have you done the old gathering pop bottles as a young man, having to raise money?
I'm 20 years younger than y'all. I ain't do that shit.
I was all about that, baby. Shit, man. 5 cans and I got a fucking Snickers bar.
Yes. Or Marty, the bottle drives. I don't even know bottle drives where your parents would take you around neighborhoods and you go to knock on the neighbor's door and ask for their bottles. You could get bottles to the store to go raise money. Nope, that's not happening either, right? So that's old school stuff that folks aren't doing and aren't going to do in the future. And do we think that hobby stores are dying? Remember hobby stores, Johnny? You go to a hobby store and
hobby shop. It's called the hobby shop.
Marty, do you know what a hobby shop is?
Nope. I used to go, that's where I would get models. You know, that was my mom often would get me models because, you know, focusing on, you know, building a fucking battleship or something was like, it took a lot of focus, which was something I needed.
And Marty, we're not talking about Instagram models. We're talking like model cars.
Oh man.
Yeah. We're not talking we're talking model cars or model airplanes or Johnny, were you a snap model person or were you a glue model person?
Well, I like the snaps. Tell my mom said, you know, we need a little bit more than this, you know, because you snap the fuck, you be done snapping it together in 10 minutes. She's like, look, I didn't drive. So we lived in the country. She's thinking to herself, I didn't drive an hour each direction to get something he could snap together in 10 minutes. Yes. I need to get something that he's going to take him weeks to put together with glue, you know.
I know.
But she was all about the balsa wood planes because you could put together these planes and you go outside and fly that thing. You throw it. Again, in the country, I throw that thing. It might go 80 yards and then you're running to go get it. For me, that was like a perfect way to run off the steam that I was, you know, I guess in those days they called it hyperactive. I was very hyperactive.
Yeah, I can relate to everything you're saying. Marty's talking, what the hell? The balsa wood planes.
Nope.
You know balsa wood, Marty? Anyone know? It's like,
nope. It's extremely light. It's wood, but it's really light, Marty. Like you pick it up, you're like, this is not supposed to be this light.
Yeah. Yeah, the idea of the hobby shop, man, that was fascinating. And you go to the hobby shop, Johnny, and you get the model train set.
I was never a train guy.
No, you know? But you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, but I had, I was always the little race car, the little race cars
too, the Tyco race cars. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Marty, race cars for you? You know that concept? No,
I did race cars. Oh
yeah, like little dinky cars. Yeah.
On the track, on the little.
I didn't do it on the track. I had remote control cars and Hot Wheel cars.
Yeah, he was by the time. See, when we were kids, there was no remote yet, so you had to stick them on a track, and the little thing it had a little fork coming out the front of it, and it just followed the track.
Oh man, we're teaching Marty hobby lessons growing up in the 70s and 80s with Keith and Johnny. We got Lauren coming in with, we handwrite thank you notes weekly to our clients and employees. We even popped them in the mall with a stamp. Yeah. Oh, and Adam Holroyd is we did beer bottles and we'd find all the party spots and fields and collect the bottles. Like I'm telling you, Marty, parents would drive around with kids in their trucks and we'd go collect bottles so we can take them to the beer vendor or the store and make money. Yeah, that's how.
I never did that.
That's how I funded some sports trips because the parents were out there or collecting.
I did fundraise though and stand on the side of the at the stoplights
and selling
There you
chocolate.
go.
Yeah, I did. I was like sell donuts and stuff like that. I did that.
Oh yeah, okay, there you
Good
go.
for
Yeah.
you, brother.
Yeah, I used to
Good for
sell
you.
chocolate bars outside a store, and I love selling chocolate bars. That's how I learned how to sell, just because I was learning how to sell shit, man. And there's that wonderful feeling of convincing somebody to buy from you. You're like, oh, I just convinced that dude to buy from me, and you're like, it's like that. It's a great way to build confidence with yourself, right? So
Yeah, that fundraising chocolate bar thing was short lived for me because I bring that fucking big box of garbage sack full of chocolate bars home, and I eat the motherfucker, and my mom be like, "Okay, no more of this. You're supposed to sell that stuff, not eat it." I was like, "Well, now I better be doing some work around the house so I can pay for all this fucking chocolate. I owe this money to the school in about 30 days."
Husky John.
Husky
That's
John. You're hanging out with Husky John, Christopher Martin, and Uncle Keith. Keith Billis here, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Marty, should we let you get out of here today, pal?
Yeah, I got to get out of here, man.
I got to jump too. It's 6:15. I got to jump too, my brother.
Marty's getting out of here. John is getting out of here. Keith and Jimmy and Tommy are going to hang out with you guys. Boys, we'll see you in less than 24. Marty, I'll make sure I don't bring any energy tomorrow.
No, I need some energy tomorrow, man.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, man.
A little bit more than today.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
See y'all boys tomorrow, man.
I see you,
Have
boys.
a good loop, everyone.
Have a good loop. Yep.
All right, John and Marty are getting out of here. We're resetting the show. Jimmy. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends here. And of course, we got producer Jimmy on the buttons and Tommy in the community. Bang them out for you guys. We are at the part of the show here where we're doing Community Corner, the Creator Spotlight, where we take the big old Mornings in the Lab light, whirl it up. Is that the word whirl, Jimmy? Whirl it up. That's what it sounds like, though. In my head, just my head, though, Rick Clody, just mine. When that sound happens, it sounds like it's just like that. Yeah. So we take the big light, we find a human doing great work, then we celebrate them dancing. All right. And we create content about them. For the Creator Spotlight Community Corner here, Mornings Lab with Keith and Friends. All right, Jimmy, I'm getting my notes in front of me here that you put in front of me. And getting it ready. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I got to figure out how to say the last name here. I see that. Okay. Thank you, Melissa, for that. That's awesome. It's a good choice. Of course, we got Okay, Nation. We got somebody in the spotlight today who's bringing the Highland Pipes. Ooh, baby. When I hear the Highland Pipes, I'm thinking curling. Hey, Claude, you curl? You can curl down there in the United States. We should do some curling lessons here on the show here. All right, Nation, I got someone in the spotlight today who's not just breaking the mold. Oh, hey, you know, Jimmy, when we do this, we're going to come back with something. I got something for you. I got a hook. A hook. Yeah, not a fishing hook, though. I got a hook. 7 easy tips to take even better iPhone photos. Uncle Keith. Hey, Carter, happy birthday, brother. Got himself a new phone on the weekend. Well, Uncle Keith got Carter a new phone on the weekend. Got the old iPhone 16. We're going to talk about 7 easy tips to take even better iPhone photos. We're going to get after that for the Community Corner. And hey, Jimmy, Tommy, that could be a long form video for us. There you go, guys. There you go. There could be 7 easy tips to take even better iPhone photos. So if you have an Android phone, go listen to somebody else because we're not talking to you. But listen, I've got someone in the spotlight. In the spotlight, who's not just breaking the mold. He's straight up redesigning it. We're talking about a guy who started where? All right, Jimmy, what are you doing? You need to go out. Oh, Jimmy's getting out of here because he's got an Android phone. As I'm busy singing away here. All right, we got a guy. We got a guy who started where many stories great begin. What? What the hell did you just say, Billis? Well, listen, we're talking about a guy who started where many great stories begin, behind the bar. Yeah. But this isn't just a rags to riches story. Nope. No, baby. It's a masterclass in hustle, strategy, and staying way ahead of the curve. That's like a Donald Trump thing, wasn't it? Yeah. This legend didn't stop at running restaurants. Nope. He saw the cracks. Yep, saw the cracks in the system, and he decided to fix the system. Tech, innovation, emerging brands. This guy's been there, done that, and now he's building what's next. No, we're not celebrating me this morning, guys. Nope, not celebrating me. This guy is mentoring at Techstars, investing in the future of hospitality, and hosting a podcast. Sorry, guys, it's a podcast, not a show. So podcast that's basically required listening after you listen to Mornings in Lab with Keith and Friends. If you're serious about the game, you've probably heard this guy's insights without even realizing it, because when he talks, the industry, baby, the industry listens. So who is in this hospitality? Now, Jimmy, that's not what I was supposed to say. So who is this hospitality heavyweight that we're going to celebrate this morning for Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends? We are going to celebrate this morning when I get my buttons ready to go, so I get the applause ready. It is going to be Jimmy Michael Schatzberg. Yeah. Dude, check out this dude, man. He's the co-founder. He's the co-managing partner of Branded Hospitality Ventures, a guy who's reshaping how restaurants and tech collide and making sure the next generation of innovators have a seat at the table. Schatzy, this spotlight's all yours, my friend. Keep leading, keep innovating, and keep showing the rest of us how it's done. I invite you to check out Schatzy's profile on LinkedIn. The guy's doing some really cool stuff, creating great content. And as I said, he's mentoring at Techstars, investing in the future of hospitality, and he hosts a podcast that's basically required listening if you're serious about the game. So there you go. Michael Schatzberg. We are celebrating you this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and Friends, the Creator Spotlight. There's the dude's mug there on the screen. You guys can check him out. And here's how it works, brother. We want to invite you on the show. Yep, we do. We know. I'm convinced of it, actually. I'm pretty convinced of it. There's probably somebody in your world. Michael, who you're like, that guy's doing some good work. Or she's doing some great work. Or I want to celebrate that person over there. And Jimmy's going to say, hey, Keith. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy. Why don't you go give the light over to Michael Schatzy? I'm like, all right. Should I arm wrestle him for it? He's like, I don't know. So we're going to give the light over to you, Schatzy. And we're gonna whirl it up. That sound effect over there. Invite you into the lab and celebrate somebody else. That's how we do it here in the lab. That's how we do it here in the lab, baby. The Mornings in the Lab Creator Spotlight celebrating Michael Schatzberg. Just wanted to say the name again, Jim. Just wanted to say it one more time. Okay, so listen, let's make some content. I'm just not ready to leave yet. Yeah, it's legs day. So I'm like, fuck, I got to do legs day today. By the way, I forgot to warn you at the beginning of the show that we like to drop bad words. So if there's kids around, yeah, they got a lesson in bad language today. Yeah, that's okay though. That's just how it works. Okay, so Jimothy, as I would like to call my buddy Jimothy, we are going to pull up conversation about 7 easy tips. Just looking for it right here. 7 easy tips to make iPhone photos. There we go. All right. Get my notes in front of me here. All right, Jimmy. There we go. 7 easy tips to take even better iPhone photos. Now, for those of you that do or don't know, I love taking photography. I love taking photographs. Matter of fact, I like to shoot with my Leica. I haven't taken photographs in a long time, no, truthfully. I'm just, here's the thing with photographs. Because we just got our cameras around us all the time, that just taking pictures seems kind of like it's a taken for granted skill. So I like to make art when I take a photograph, making art with my camera, right? But listen, let's get into this piece of content, guys, to help you create better memories for yourself. Speaking of memories, if you can erase something from the photo, does that make it part of the memory? It's a question that many are asking when it comes to AI photography, right? Because you can take something, eliminate this there, eliminate that there, but that really wasn't how the photo happened, right? So what's real, what's not real? But listen, let's get after it. So number 1, set your photographic style. If you've got yourself an iPhone 13 or newer, here's the first step to better photos. You're going to open your settings. You're going to go to your camera, and you're going to click on your photographic styles. You want to choose from some built-in styles. Standard. Are you like a balanced and neutral or a balanced and natural feeling human being? Or maybe you're about rich contrast, strong shadows, deep contrast. Or you're about vibrancy, boosting colors, higher contrast for a punchier look. Or warm, adding a cozy golden glow. Cool, adding some blue tones to your cooler feel. Here's the thing. When you are starting out or wanting to make great art, finding a photographic style is the great place to begin. Can you change? Sure you can. But I think what you'll find is once you find yourself with a nice style, you'll tweak it. It's like creating a brand for yourself, right? And your art begins to look a similar way that's associated with yourself. So I'd invite you, when you're wanting to improve and create great content, choose a new style. Once you pick one, tweak the tone, warmth sliders until it looks just like you. You can also cycle through these styles in the camera app by tapping the arrow icon and selecting the 3 square icon above the shutter. All right, for iPhone 16, you usually got 14 different styles to play with. So if you've upgraded to the 16, you got lots to play with. The point of this one is, guys, pick a style. Build the style around yourself. Watch your art, your magic come to life. All right, next one, guys. This is an important one that much of us, I still think, can't wrap our heads around. The idea of using the rule of thirds for perfect composition. You're thinking, what? Yeah, the rule of thirds. So take a camera, take your viewfinder, and split your image into the rule of thirds. Great photos follow this simple rule. How you do that is you divide the frame into 9 equal parts using 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines. To do that, to make it easier for yourself, go to your settings, your camera, turn on your grid and level it out. And then when composing your shot, position the subject where those grid lines intersect. That's the sweet spot. The level, keep your horizon straight. No more tilting landscapes. The tilting landscapes catch up to much of us when we're not holding that camera properly on your phone. So I would encourage you guys to use those grid lines when you're lining stuff up. All right, control exposure and focus manually. Don't let auto sellings kill your vibe. You know why? Because everybody will. Be creative. Have some fun with it. There's not a right or a wrong way to make a photo. Yeah, you want to use rule of thirds. However, you can go completely against it and create against the rule of thirds and still create good art, right? Tap and hold on your subject until you see the auto exposure, auto focus lock appear on the screen. That locks the focus and exposure even if you move the camera. So you're typically, in my experience, going to hold your phone up and take a picture of somebody. What you're going to want to do is tap. It's going to set the AEAF with the lock appearing on the screen, and it's going to help you create a clearer picture. To adjust the brightness, you want to tap your subject. Swipe up to brighten, down to darken. For finer control, guys, you want to swipe up from the bottom of your screen and tap that plus symbol to bring up the exposure slider. Perfect for tricky lighting, whether it's a bright background or low light drama. Here's the thing. Activating portrait mode for a professional look is the God's gift to creating portraits on phones. Here's the thing. Many of you guys probably grew up with wanting to create photos that would look like your DSLR, right? Where it has a nice bokeh effect around the subject. Well, our phones now have the ability to do that with what's called portrait mode, right? So you want that smooth, blurred background, Jimmy, not the background, the blurred background, AKA the bokeh. Portrait mode has got your back. Swipe to portrait mode on your camera, tap anywhere on the screen to focus on your subject, and then to adjust that background blur, all you got to do is go into edit it and move the f-stop. The lower number gives more blur. The higher number keeps it more in focus. I know you'd think that it would be the opposite of that, guys, but the reality is the lower number is like a 2.8, a 3.5, a 1.2. That's your f-stop, right? You want to create more blur around the subject. You're going to want to have it down around the 2.8, 3.5. In my experience, you want to keep it on the 2.8. 2.8 is a nice bokeh effect to keep the subject in focus and blur out everything around the subject. Bonus, if you got an iPhone 16, the camera will automatically detect faces and apply portrait mode even if you're using the regular photo mode. All right, macros. You guys want to create close-ups of really cool shit, like of a button or anything, a bug, an insect, a flower. Macro control for extreme close-ups. Macro shots let you get up close and personal on your phone. Again, I'm suspecting you don't know anything about macro shots. So to do that, open settings, go to camera, enable macro control. And when you're close to your subject, you're going to see a macro icon pop. That's all, folks. You'll see a macro icon pop up. Tap it to the switch manually between macro and the regular lens. Now, you control when the camera goes macro instead of letting it auto switch at the wrong time. Something to do when you're taking close-up is really cool stuff. Number 6, guys, on 7 tips to take better photographs with your iPhone. You got an Android, go tune something else. Use burst mode to capture action shots. You know when you want to capture actions of your kids, sports, pets, bugs, insects, fast action. Click on burst mode, right? Open up the camera app, swipe it, hold the shutter button, activate burst mode. What's it do? 10 frames per second. Yep, true story. So before the kid throws the ball, tap that button, burst mode, and you're going to capture 10 frames per second. To set a physical button for bursts, this is a hack because this is a good trick to use when you want to capture it physically. In my experience, guys, those physical buttons on your phones, right, or on your cameras are exceptional for taking photographs. And if you look at the 16, it's got the dedicated capacitive button on their phone. It's much easier to create better photographs with physical button. Go to settings, camera, enable, use volume up for burst. So after shooting, go to your photo roll, tap the burst icon, and you'll select your best shots. The rest will auto delete. All right. And you want to edit like a pro right on your iPhone. Taking the shot is just step 1. Editing takes your photos from good to great. Editing's pretty straightforward, guys. You can adjust your exposure, your contrast, saturation, sharpness, warmth. And of course, you can do the auto edit. And if your phone's got Apple Intelligence, it can do much of it for you. Here's the reality, guys. The final thoughts around this. Your iPhone's camera isn't just good enough. It's powerful. And you know what? What they always say is the best camera in the world is the best camera you have on yourself at the time you need it. So these settings I'm telling you about aren't just bells and whistles. They're tools for telling better stories. If you're a storyteller, taking some of these things that I just dropped off for you here is going to help you make better content for your audience and help you create better photographs and better memories for the future. And ask yourself this, Jimmy, when you're creating photographs, what do you want to delete out of the photograph? We have the ability to get rid of pretty much anything in a photograph now. So it's interesting whether we're getting rid of things, adding things, or editing things in photographs. The idea of photography is changing rapidly. And yes, good time. The 17 will be out this September. And I expect it's going to be another wonderful camera. And apparently they are moving in the direction of improving the video quality on the next iPhone 17. So if you got an iPhone, I'd invite you to listen back to this segment around how to create great photographs with your iPhone 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Who's got like an original iPhone these days? I don't know. Good question. All right. Well, listen, Jimmy, I think it's time to go, man. Jimmy, time to go? Is it time to go, Jimmy? What do you think? I'm waiting for the response from Jim before we say goodbye. I'm looking for permission from Jimmy before we say goodbye. Oh, yes, tomorrow. Thanks, Jimothy. Tomorrow, mornings in the lab with Keith and friends. We're getting back after it here, less than 24 hours. Tomorrow, why you must embrace vulnerability today. Why? Because if you don't, the guy does over there, he's going to beat you. Yep, true story. Center stage, Rafi Chowdhury. Rafi was supposed to have been here today. Rafi had to shuffle stuff up, so Rafi's going to be here tomorrow. And then we got Adam Posner with the podcast. The Pausecast. Adam Posner is joining us tomorrow at 8:15 as well. So big show tomorrow, guys. A couple guests coming in on a Wednesday, hump day. And good time. I, too, remember having disposable cameras on the table at your wedding. Yes, best photos. I think that those in some ways actually still are, I don't want to say making a comeback, but I know people still love to embrace the disposable camera because it gives people the freedom to take photographs, have some fun with them, and not worry about what happens next. I remember when I first went to some weddings where the disposable cameras were dropped off on tables. You're like, what's this? Just take photographs of the whole night. Oh, okay, cool. Then you had to take the camera to the camera shop, and you had to, what's the word I'm looking for, Jimmy? You had to, good time. What's the word? When you go to, you take your camera to the camera shop, expose, develop the photos. How about that, eh? Can't even think about the word. That's because that word just doesn't, we don't use them anymore because we take a photograph and it happens instantly. But you had to take a photograph and you're like, yeah, I'm dropping the photographs to get off to get developed. Yeah, development. Exactly. Good time. Thanks for that one. Okay, well, listen, boys, let's get out of here. Big day ahead of us here today. Gonna go knock on Netflix door. Yeah, true story. Gonna go knock on Tubi's door too. True story. And gonna go knock on Roku's door today too. Truer story. Why? Because they need morning show content that we're creating for them. So listen, you guys need a morning show program? We got a program for you. It's called Mornings Lab with Keith and Friends. Yeah, myself, John Addison, C. Marty Fit. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And don't forget, check out our Substack at inside.bappel.ai, behind the scenes content for creators to do things like we are doing here on the show. And yeah, exactly, Lauren. Develop. Yeah. Thanks for everybody tuning in and helping me determine what the word is after we take photographs in the olden days, which is we go get them developed. Or they're pictures. Yeah, to get your picture. No, that's what it was, Jimmy. It was, I'm going to get my pictures developed. I knew that. I was missing the word. Yeah, go get the pictures developed. Yeah, in the black room. No, the red room. No. The dark room with the red light. Hell, I'm getting out of here. Jimmy, I'm going to turn this on. Yeah, that music right there. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take my 2 little feet here. They are the size 9. Yeah, true story, good time. On behalf of me, Johnny over there, Marty over there, producer Jimmy on the buttons, Melissa behind the scenes, Tommy behind the scenes, my beautiful, beautiful wife, Lauren. Good time. Jeremy Cunningham, Rick Clody, AJ Zeglen, man, all of you guys who showed up here this morning, Mornings Live with Keith and Friends, I appreciate all of you. You know where to find us, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here tomorrow and Thursday and Friday and Monday and Tuesday. Getting after it. Remember, if you hit the snooze button, you're 9 minutes behind. You do it all year. You are 2.5 hours, days behind the guy who doesn't. All right, I'm going to go. I got to go. Got to go, Jimmy. I really got to go. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Watch this. We're gonna go walk down the steps. Check this out.